Hi folks, welcome back to the channel. Well, you join me at home because unfortunately I can't record at the Caravan because it's that cold, it keeps misting up my camera. So I've brought all my equipment back home and we're sitting in my little study. Now today is the day that we have a chat about our product review lineup for 2025. And I'm going to give you my final thoughts on some of the bits of kit that we looked at this year. They're not in any particular order of merit, they're just as they come. So let's take a look at the first item now. Now the first product that we took a look at the beginning of the season was the Armour Plate Resolute locking system. This is a UK company based quite close to where I live. And what attracted me to this actual device was its construction and how it locks. It comes in two parts. The lower part fits around the brake pedal and moves up towards your steering wheel. Now, if you've got an electronic movable steering wheel, you need to disengage this when you use this lock. The second part fits through the steering wheel and engages with the lower part and locks in. It's hardened steel, it's got an anti-drill locking mechanism, which I do like, and the fact that it comes in two parts makes it quite small to store when not in use. Now, a few people swear by the disc lock system, which I understand is a really good product. However, for me, it's quite big, it's bulky, and it takes up a lot of real estate when you're not using it, especially for us when we've got it in the boot of our car and we've got all the rest of our gear in it when we're towing. So the Armour Plate Resolute is very small and compact when not in use. Now, the one thing the disc lock does have, it does have a carry bag, and I'd like to see that at some point Armour Plate have a look at this and maybe provide with the kit, or as an optional extra, a soft carry case so you can store it and the two items don't rattle around in the boot, and that would make this the ultimate lock for me. Now the next item that we looked at is something that I know a few of you are quite keen of knowing the results, and that was the Titan inline fan system. It attaches to your existing ducting and it will boost the circulation of the airflow around your Caravan via the heating system. Now, for us, it has been a major issue. We have the Truma blown air system. It heats up the front half of the Caravan perfectly, in fact too much, it's boiling. But the rear of the Caravan itself is actually quite cool and can be unpleasant, especially in the cooler months. Especially if you're like me and you use your shower inside your van. So this was something I was very interested in when I saw it. Now, it is easy to install if you've got it in a location such as underneath a bench seat or underneath the bed. You can fit this very quickly. The actual installation of the kit itself is easy, but for me, it was the location. I had quite a difficult location for mine. It was underneath the cupboard where the cooker sits, quite close to the wheel arch. But nonetheless, after a little bit of fettling, I got it working and it was fine. I like the fact that it's got an individual controller, so you can switch it on and set the fan speed. And you can run it in conjunction with the existing fan in your boiler. And it does boost the air to the rear of the van. And it does a cracking job of it too. I'm really pleased with it. That is one bit of kit this year that I actually was surprised and pleased that it worked. Now up next was the all new for 2025 Falcon 30 watt immersive soundbar. Chris and the team said to me, Phil, you like your music and you love watching TV movies in your Caravan. Take that away and tell us what you think. Now, with us, we have our TV wall mounted. So this comes with a bracket, so you can attach it to either the Falcon TV, or if you've got a central section where you can actually fit the stand, with some adjustment, you can probably use the bracket. This elevates the soundbar from your workspace and frees up that and attaches to the TV. And I thought that was a really good idea. The actual soundbar itself has many inputs and outputs, which I do like, from HDMI to fibre optic And it also has an SD card slot where you can use it to play MP3 music. It's also Bluetooth 5.0, so it's relatively up to date with its Bluetooth, and it offers quite a crisp and clear sound. I like the fact that on the remote you've got a choice of graphic equalizer, so if you're like me and you like a bit of bass, you can turn the bass up, and it does sound really rich and warm inside the van. Now, for us personally, I like leaving it on the actual countertop. Now, with anything like this, speaker-wise, you get a deeper and richer sound if you put it on a flat surface. But if space is a premium, the bracket is a really good idea. The other thing that Falcon came up with, which I did like, now, if you're going to power your TV and your soundbar together, they came up with a Y-splitting cable, which I thought was really good. You can plug one end into your either 12-volt socket, cable, or your 230 volt, depending on what you're using, and then plug it into the TV and the soundbar, and one power source will supply the power for both devices, freeing up the area and less mess with wires, which I do like. Now, the next item we took a look at was the Brunner table. This has sadly been discontinued, I understand, but there are still some out there if you take a look on the internet. Now, the brief for this for us was we were looking for a lightweight, larger table. The Royal table we had prior to was great, but it wasn't big enough and it was a lot heavier and it fitted inside the wardrobe. Now, we took a look at tables in general and we were really interested in the Isabella tables, and we were quite prepared to pay the price. But unfortunately, the particular size that we wanted was never ever in stock. No matter where we went on the internet or to the Caravan dealers, it was, sorry mate, we don't do that one at the moment, it's out of stock. So we looked around a little bit more, and when we were at the show at Manchester at the beginning of the season, we spotted this table by Brunner. It folds in the centre and it comes in its own carry bag, which we like. We store it at the front of the Caravan in between the chairs, between the two seats, and it never moves and it does a great job. The table itself, it's extendable with the legs, and once you open the legs, the feet are height adjustable, which is great. So if you've got a wobbly surface, you can get it flat and level. It comfortably sits 4 people, which is what we were looking for in this product, and it does a good job. Now, if you are interested, have a look round the internet and see if you can find it, because if you can, you're going to get a really good table for a reasonably good price. Now, this is my multi-tool, and this is another multi-tool. It's the Falcon Power Station. Now, we started to take this away at the beginning of the season, and the first thing that impressed me was the amount of power points there are on a device like this. There are so many power methods, such as you've got 230 volt, you have 12 volt, you also have USB-A and USB-C. There is a plethora on here of methods of powering your devices or charging them. To charge the actual device itself from dead, it took me 2 hours with mains, but you can also charge it on the go as well. So if you have a 12 volt socket inside your car, you can plug it into that and leave it in the boot, and while you're traveling to wherever you're going, it'll top it up and it'll keep it topped up whilst it's plugged in. There are other alternatives to it as well. Falcon also provide a system whereby you can have a plug socket fitted to your vehicle, and you can plug a cable into that, into your power station, and it will keep it topped up as well. So there are so many methods in which way to power and charge the device and use it. Now, it's not just for your Caravan, because we tested it, we used a microwave on it, and we charged various electrical devices that I have, including camera batteries and my laptop. But also you can use it around the house as well, and this is why I'm saying it's more of a multi-tool. I have a garage without a power supply in it, to the infinite wisdom of Redrow, who built these houses. They didn't put power in. So I have a lot of power tools, and these power tools require 230 volts. So much so, I thought, well, it's got to be able to power these devices. So I tried it. I tried it with my chop saw. I tried it with my circular saw and various other sanders and jigsaws, etc. And it did a cracking job. It's not let me down. And this is one of the best bits of kit that I've got this year, and I've been using it really well. To me, it's an electronic Swiss Army knife. Now, if you've been following the channel for a while, you'll know that our existing mattress on the Caravan was starting to show its age. What did they say? Between 5 and 7 years for a mattress? Well, the Caravan's 7.5 years old, and we've been using it quite a lot in that period. So much so that the mattress has started to sort of flatten and become uncomfortable and leaving a ridge in the centre. So we started to look around for a new mattress, and as we've already previously took a look at some products from Jonic, we approached them and asked them about their mattresses. Now, we went up to the factory and we had a look at all the different types of grading of mattresses you can get, and we plumped for their Premier version, which is got a surface top which has wool and cashmere in it, and it is extremely comfortable. So we purchased that from Jonic, and away we went at the beginning of the season. So we've used it for the full season now, and I have to say, it's probably one of the most comfortable mattresses that I've ever slept on. It's almost as good as my Harris Sphinx that I've got at home on our bed. And that is a good mattress. So yeah, really pleased with this. I know some of you who watch the channel have purchased some mattresses from Jonic since making that video. And I know that they've been happy with their mattresses too. So if you're looking for a mattress for your caravan or motorhome, then check out Jonic, because they make a cracking mattress. Now, the next item we took a look at was the Falcon 4G Deluxe Combo Wi-Fi system. I've looked at the previous model, but Falcon have done some significant improvements in the system since the last one. Now, with this, we took it away. We've been using it all season, and it's great. The upgrades for this year are, they have listened to us all, and now instead of just the 2 meter, because they still provide them, you now get 5 meter, 230 volt and 12 volt power leads for it, which I do like. They've included an adapter for your SIM, because most of us now use micro SIMs, and you can fit it into the adapter, plug it into the actual device, and it's good to go. It's waterproof. They've extended the IP on the waterproofing, which I do like to see. And the new clamshell design is really unique and sets it apart from the other ones that are available. The antennas now are a little bit more directional, so you can pick up your signal a lot better. And they've included now a permanent way of actually fitting it to the side of your van, should you wish to do so. Me personally, I use the suction cups. I used it on the previous one, and I've used them on this one, and they've never let me down. Even in high winds and pouring rain, I've still got a signal, and it still remained on the side of the van, which I did like. Now, when I did the video for this, a few people asked me what the signal strength was and the upload and download speed. Now, for me personally, I don't feel that that's the important issue really here. What the issue for me is can it do the job that I want it to? And I'm going to probably explain this, and you're going to say, yeah, that's what I want it for as well. And it's very simple. I want to use the internet inside my caravan for either streaming movies on Netflix or other platforms, and I want to use it to access the internet. Now, for me, when I go away with a van, it's great because I can edit a video while I'm away, I can upload it to YouTube, and it's good to go. It does take a little bit longer than obviously a conventional one at home, but nonetheless, it works a lot better than trying to tether it to your phone. So for me, I really do like this. I also like the fact that they've included a carry case with it now. So all the kit, once it's broke down and it's ready to go home, it fits in its case, nice and simple, and it's good to go the next time you open it. Okay, so we took a look at the Peggy Peg system. This is relatively new, last few years they've been exhibiting at the shows, and we decided that we were going to take a look at these. They're a very unique design. Now, I am not a chemist or an engineer, but I will say they make some in plastic and they make some in an alloy metal. Now, for me, I would highly recommend only having the plastic ones, that you get a mixture of of both the metal and the actual plastic versions. We found that when we were away on really hard ground, the plastic versions just wouldn't cut the mustard. But on loose soil and also on normal standard ground, they were great. They came into their own. The screw mechanism, as you're screwing in, it compacts the soil, locking in the peg, which I think is a really good idea. Now, for us, if I was to start all over again, what I would do is I'd buy a set of the alloy metal pegs, and I'd buy a set of the plastic pegs as well. So you've got use for both types of floor surface, and that way you'd have a complete system, and it would serve you really well, especially in bad weather, because the locking system really does work. Now, next on the list for 2025 was Caravan Magic's Snow Foam. Now, Caravan Magic make many products for cleaning your leisure vehicle, whether it be a motorhome, camper van, or a caravan itself. Now, we've looked at many of their products, so this one I was really interested in. Now, primarily, you need to use this with some form of snow cannon. So I took all my gear down to the caravan, and including my pressure washer, to have a go at this. But unfortunately, my generator wouldn't power my water pump and my pressure washer at the same time, which was disappointing, so I couldn't show it on a caravan. So what we did was we came home and I looked at my trailer and thought, that's disgusting, let's give that a go. So we did. And what I was impressed at straight away is once I'd sprayed all the foam actually onto the trailer surface, you could see the white snow foam turning grey as it was lifting out the dirt, which really impressed me. So much so that I thought, I'll have a go on the car. And I used it on the car as well. And it really did a cracking job. I was really impressed with the final results, and we didn't have any water splashes and stains after we'd used it, which I liked. Now, this product, like I said, you can use it with a snow cannon, but what you could do if you wanted to, if you go on the internet and have a look, you can buy these pump spray bottles now that do a similar job, and perhaps that would be something that you could try as an alternative to a pressure washer. So that is Caravan Magic's Snow. Now, the final thing that we took a look at on the channel was the Falcon digital mirror system. Now, we have looked at this on the channel before, but this is the new version. And this new version comes in two formats. We have a wired version, which we took a look at, and also a wireless version, which my mate Rob from Rob's Wise Ways did on his channel. I'll leave a link to it in the description below so you can check that out. The existing system is a really good piece of kit, and we've been using it for over 2 years, and I like it. It gives you the confidence when you're towing, so when you're pulling out, you can pull back in after you've overtaken, especially lorries. You can pull back in knowing you've got plenty of distance between the vehicle behind you and you in front, and that I do like. In the video that I did originally, I did mention that it would be nice if the actual device could record. So again, Falcon have been listening, and the new version, I'm pleased to say, now records HD video, because the camera itself has been upgraded from 720p to high definition, which is great for two reasons. One, you've got the recording, as I've just mentioned, you get a better quality picture. And two, you've got a better quality picture on your monitor itself. Now, the monitor itself is very similar to the previous one, but we now have the SD card slot, so you can record your what's going on behind you when you're towing. Now, I like the idea of this because not only, as I mentioned before, you can use it to monitor what's going on behind you, but also should you have an incident, it will capture it on video and you can use it in future claims, etc., which I think is great because it gives you peace of mind, and peace of mind for me is priceless. Now, with the previous model, we had wires dangling down to the 12 volt, which was okay, but they could get in the way now and again, especially if you're running a sat nav as well and various other devices. You ended up it looked like a control panel from NASA. So what I like about this new version is it can be hardwired to your vehicle. We've got it hardwired to the tow car, so now that wire is hidden. It's behind the mirror of the car, so I can clip on the monitor, plug it in, and it's good to go. And I do like that feature as well. There are many good features as well of the wireless version, but I won't spoil you with that one. We'll let Rob do that. Remember, link in the description below. So all in all, with the Falcon wide mirror, the new version, I'm really pleased. A lot of new improvements, giving you peace of mind. Well, folks, that is the roundup for this year, 2025. I hope you found some of these items interesting, and you may have already purchased or checked them out for yourself already. But if you haven't, I will leave a link to all the videos that we did on the products themselves, and also links to the companies. So if you want some more information, you can check that out too. Thanks for supporting the channel. I do hope you'll join us again real soon. But in the meantime, bye for now.